Hi there, welcome to Kneppy Invest and welcome to May 27, 2024. We have about 55 minutes left of trading today, which includes a closing auction and overall a pretty good day. And don't forget, tomorrow is, or today, their time, is Memorial Day in America. So no trading on the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones and the S&P 500. Anyway, that's a little bit of a sad moment for me because that means I won't be able to wake up tomorrow morning and have a look to see how the markets in America have gone. But that's okay. I can overcome those sort of struggles. Those sort of bad things that happen in my life. I think I can overcome that. I am strong. Anyway, so for the agenda for today's video is I might have a look at a few tweets. Yeah, maybe one or two tweets. Go through the ASX Today, have a look at the best performing, worst performing companies, and then go through the announcements, including the top 5 announcements. I have a few honorable mentions, and also will bring you stock of the day. Now, this company is not stock of the day because of share price movement. In fact, I have no idea if it's gone up or down today, but this company did release a presentation, and I had a look at the presentation, and this company just intrigues me, and maybe you understand why when we have a look at the company sometime in the future, well, in this video at least. Now, I am planning to do a video on my 10 largest holdings. Not sure when I'll release that video, but I might record that tomorrow on Tuesday the 28th for release maybe on Wednesday or Thursday. So look out for that, my 10 largest holdings, and I probably will update that on a frequent basis just for full transparency reasons, because it might change over time, particularly if some of those companies perform fairly well, particularly those companies that are not in the top 10 that do perform fairly well. Okay, so let's have a look at the few tweets. There were 3 tweets I think I did bookmark. In fact, I bookmarked more than this. There was one on South Park in regards to the American or United States healthcare system, which I thought was pretty good. And there was another one, a science tweet, but you probably don't want to look at that. Here's a good one from Evan. A full thread of interesting stock market-related charts you need to see, including distribution of S&P 500 returns, sort of a distribution you normally see, but it is skewed to the right. So this just shows you that most years the stock market goes up. And only one year in the past 95 where the stock market or the S&P 500 has seen a negative or greater than negative 40% return. While on the flip side, the S&P 500 has seen 5 years when the S&P 500 has gone up by more than 40%, including 3 between 1928 and 1935. And the worst year was 1931. So most of those good years and bad years were around the Great Depression. And one of the worst years was 2008. During the global financial crisis. But overall, more than likely, just based off probability, the stock market will go up. And that's an absolutely truth you probably can take to the bank for the next 100 years. Even the Nikkei, which did not reach a high for about 40 years, still going up over time. Anything else interesting in this thread? Oh, here's one. Warren Buffett and Berkshire Hathaway's updated portfolio. Here's a fair few stocks. I keep getting told you should only own 20 companies in your portfolio. Well, he owns way more than 20 companies, and 40.8% in Apple. I actually did hear something else that even though many people think Warren Buffett is a buy and hold investor, in fact, I think he says, a quote he's attributable to saying is, the best time to own a company is forever. The average period of his investments or Berkshire Hathaway's investments is only 2 years. Now, I'm not sure if that's absolutely true. It is something I heard, and I'd like to verify that, but it just shows you that even someone who believes that you should own a company for as long as possible frequently trades. Tesla's annual revenue each year since going public, well, that's nothing. Nvidia's revenue every quarter one since going public. Well, this will be interesting. Yeah, massive increase because of data centers in 2024. Number of Amazon warehouse robots. Might go through this myself because I'm not sure how long it is. But anyway, here's one. I've got the next 2 tweets are from the same guy, Michael Arud. Anyway, the first one is the top 10% of stocks by size versus the entire US stock market. He's trying to say how this time is very similar to the Great Depression, where about 75%, or there's a high market cap concentration among the top 10 largest US stocks. Back then it was 75%. Now it's up to 75%. So he's trying to allude that maybe we're going to see a massive drop in the stock market. And funny enough, one of the first replies was correlation not equal to causation, oversimplified. And I think there's other replies as well. It might really be different this time. So I think he's saying, Michael Arrett, just ignore those people who say this time it's different, because history doesn't repeat, but it often does rhyme. That's where I think Michael Arrett is trying to get to. And this Bitcoin easy way says it might really be different. Not a company could equal Apple in the past, and probably true for a few other companies among the top, or the Magnificent Seven in the United States. The other tweet from Michael Arrett, so I don't really agree with his first one, but this one I do agree. This is about the shrinking employment force in Germany, with 5 million fewer workers in Germany in just a few years. Who is supposed to pay for pensions and healthcare for all new retirees? So shrinking workforce in Germany, and this will be a similar theme throughout most of the world for the next 20 to 50 years. As people get to retirement age and retire, and as people have less and less babies, there's going to be a disparity between people retiring and young people entering the workforce. And Germany has seen this since about 2016 and 17, and now 1.4 million people reaching retirement age and only about 700,000 people entering the workforce. So either they have to increase immigration or automation. That's why automation is very important over the next 20 years, because to be honest with you, people just don't want to have children anymore. And to be honest with you, I don't blame them. Anyway, that's the tweets I want to focus on. Now let's have a look at the ASX Today. Pretty good day on the markets. So let's go straight to the sectors. Real estate, really good. So we have 3 sectors up by over 1%. Real estate, telecommunication, and staples. So fairly defensive there. And the only negative sector is energy, down very slightly, only 1%, not 1%, 0.1%. Gold's had a good day, banks good, small caps, pretty good day as well. Just going to see if any indice is down today. So emerging companies and energy. So even though small caps is up, the emerging companies, which I believe they do explain it here, contains up to 200 companies that are ranked between 350 and 600. By float adjusted market cap. So not quite really small, not quite big, so sort of in the middle caps. Maybe that's the best way to explain this. And middle caps have not had a good day, which is intriguing. Among the ASX 20, I would assume it is, let's have a look, up 0.8% today. I'm assuming probably 10, we'll probably say, we'll say 15 out of the 20 are up today. No, we'll say 14. 15, I shouldn't have gone 14, I should have just gone 15. 15 up, 5 down. Wouldn't be surprised to see Santos and Woodside down. So let's have a look. Yes, Woodside, Rio, Aristocrat, CSL, and Fortescue. What's the other one I said down? Santos is not down, it's up. And the best performing companies, Telstra, Goodman, ANZ, BHP, and Woolworths. So quite a few defensive companies in that, and not surprising to see banks at the top of the list, and Goodman Group, which is a quasi-REIT, but it definitely is a property company. Okay, so let's have a look at the worst performing and best performing companies on the ASX. And more than likely, quite a few of the top announcements of the day will be in this list. Now, DY6 Metals is not in my list. I will talk about that. Up 347%. However, it has been up as much as 400%. I just think this is a trading stock. It's just day traders getting really excited. And that's one of the reasons why I don't really want to focus on that. It's just some sort of mining hit or something. And even when I looked at the numbers, I have no idea about this. So I'm just going to skip that. But I have included this company into one of my watch lists, and it is a part of a different or another project I'm going to working on in regards to pattern recognition. I might talk about that in a second when I do have a little chat on DY6 Metals, honorable mention. And we do have my stock of the day in this list. I won't say which company it is, but it's here. Stock of the day in this list, and it's on pretty high turnover. And let's have a look by market cap to see if any other companies are on this list. Lendlease, honorable mention, did not quite make it into the top 5. There is a reason behind that. Neuren Pharmaceuticals did make it into the top 5. Cettire did make it into the top 5. So Supply Network did not. Southern Cross did not. Maya did not. Vista Group, although that's on low. I wonder if Vista Group released anything today. Usually has very low, nothing. Chain becoming a substantial holder. So someone has been buying shares in Vista Group. And let's have a look by market cap again. And yes. And there's one company. So 4 of the top 5 announcements of the day are in this list. One is not. And that company, more than wait there. 3 companies are in this list. So yeah, 1, 3, and 5. And the other 2 companies should be in the top loser list. In fact, number 1 loser of the day is not in the list. They did release an announcement, Gold Hydrogen. Did have a list. The chart was looking good, so they must have released something negative today. I'm pretty sure they did release an announcement. Stage 1 interim exploration well testing update. So that should be probably, I'll say that's in the honorable mention. So I completely missed that one. Gold Hydrogen, honorable mentions. I will discuss that company in a little bit more detail later. But Ambertech coming in my top 5 announcements of the day, down 25%. So not surprising it's in this list. And the other company that did make it in top 5 is on this list. So I won't say which company that is right now, but it came in at number 2. So you don't know which company came in at number 1. You're not sure which company came in number 2, but it's on this list, and it's not surprising. Another company that's on this list is Findi, down 15.7%. Ooh, could be an interesting little buy the dip situation. It's already, it's got down to 318. It's already starting to rise. So, geez, I should have been paying attention. Well, not really. I don't really care. Okay, so that is the best performing companies. Actually, no, we have to do it by market cap, don't we? Nickel Industries, Vulcan. Anything else here? No, Findi was the interesting one. A nice little dip, maybe some profit taking. A few days after they released really good full year results or something, and the market share price took off. But I think it's just shows you there's a little bit of volatility in Findi, but I don't want to discuss that company anymore because they didn't release any announcements today. Okay, so let's have a look at the announcements of the day. We'll start off with either the honorable mentions or maybe the stock of the day. Which ones should I start off with? Let's start off with stock of the day. And this is a company I never knew existed until today. In fact, they did release an announcement, and that company is D3E. Company called D3 Energy. Share price has risen 5.6%. They released a presentation. Now, they're only listed in May this year, so a few weeks ago, they listed. And let's have a look at their investor presentation. I actually did open this up. I don't know why, because a lot of investor presentations I don't open up unless I do know the company or I own the company. So this one was interesting because as soon as I saw the title, I went, Energy and Helium for the 21st century. And I just thought to myself, what companies are mining helium on the ASX? I went, is there any? I have no idea. And then they talk about what's their name, D3. So have a read of this presentation. You'll learn a little bit about D3, why this company is named D3. I won't go into it right now. Even got a bit of the sun spectrum there. And then they go further into the company, corporate structure, enterprise value, that sort of thing. Not interested. And then they talk about investment highlights so that you understand a little bit about this company just by reading this particular page. So helium and methane, South Africa. Helium methane in South Africa. They also mentioned here methane natural gas demand significantly exceeds supply in energy-starved South Africa. Helium prices at record levels and predicted to continue to increase. I had no idea helium is regarded as a critical mineral with global demand exceeding supply. There you go. I'm learning a lot just by going through this. Go through their assets, What is helium and what's it used for? So this is just, I just find this really interesting because my knowledge base is starting to increase. So what is helium used for? Quantum computing, diving, cryogenics, semiconductors, MRI machines, lifting gas, scientific applications, aerospace, welding, leak detection. It is a critical resource for the 21st century. That's incredible. How much do we use? Talking about supply and demand. And there's a little quote from NBC News. The world is running out of helium. Here's why doctors are worried. And then something from the National Weather Service in America, because when we do release weather balloons, I'm not sure if we have helium here or hydrogen. I used to think it was hydrogen, but they use helium in the United States because helium is lighter than our atmosphere, so the balloons rise, which is what we want. We want weather balloons to rise to measure temperature, humidity, winds. And humidity comes from temperature and dew point. So, yeah, helium is critical for our high-tech world. Helium pricing. Yeah, it's increasing. Global helium export prices per region increasing. Helium prices are set to soar as supply shortage looms. And then I just was going through this and wondering, what other companies mine helium? And I don't even know what they mine. How do you mine helium? Helium companies, ASX. Helium stocks list ranked for 2024 swing trade bot. And there's not many, according to this. Blue Star Helium, Top End Energy, Invion, Renogen, Noble Helium Limited. And yeah, Blue Star Helium. So, and Noble Helium. I've never heard of these companies. So you can learn something if you just open up a presentation. That's what I did with one of the companies. This is called D3 Energy. And that is the stock of the day. I have not bought shares in this company. It's just me sharing an idea with you, the viewer of this channel. And that's the whole reason I started the channel, is to share ideas with you. So that's stock of the day. Now, let's have a look at some of the honorable mentions. Now, Smartpay did release their full-year results, SMP. Let's have a look to see what the share price has done. Flat. So, yeah, the results have come in expectations, and the company hasn't really delved into how they will perform, or they have performed so far this financial year. Maybe it's a little bit too early, and more than likely they haven't given any guidance. So let's have a look at the chart for Smartpay. In fact, the chart does look a little bit weak. Chart does look a little bit weak. There was a really nice uptrend about a year ago, starting 2022. Just got to get rid of this paper so I can actually have a look at the whole screen. Yeah, so it was a beautiful uptrend here. Uptrend came to an end in July last year. You can just see it was a few days in a row, and that was or signaled the end of the uptrend. And then share price is now moving into a downtrend. So not that interested when it comes to the chart. And the only way I would have become interested in Smartpay is if they release really good results. No, best way to say it is if they released market-beating results. When I say market-beating, I mean expectations, and the share price ripped higher. But even then, there is a bit of resistance because the share price is in a short-term downtrend. That's Smartpay. Another company I just want to mention, company I would not recommend at all, Eden Investors, because the share price is 0.2 cents. And have a look at the summary right now. 296 million shares wanting to be bought at 0.1 cents, and 14, or we'll say 15 million shares want to be sold at 0.2 cents. Even if I really like this company, I would not even think about buying shares in this company because the share price is below 1 cent. That is my cutoff. I don't want to own any companies when the share price is below 1 cent. If you do have a company who has a share price, say 0.7 cents, and they're talking about share capitalization, they should do it. They shouldn't not even think about doing it. You should not complain. They should do it. Now, the reason I want to bring up this company, Eden Innovation, they make this concrete. I think it's environmentally friendly concrete or something like that. Now, this company was the talk of the town in 2015-16. I could be off by a year. They're called Eden Innovations right now. So let's go back and look at the chart. This is the daily chart. Let's go all the way back to 2015. I was a shareholder of this company for a short period because I wouldn't say I was not seduced by the company, but I was thinking this company could make it. And I saw the chart. I went, oh, the chart looks really good. So share price at one point in 2017. So I was off maybe, share price started to early 2015 and the peak was in 2017. So not that long ago, 7 years ago. And the peak of the share price was 36 cents. So yes, the share price of this company has gone from 36 cents to 0.2. I still remember looking at what this company does and thinking, this company could be doing something that the world could like, that the world would appreciate. But even though they would do something that I thought would succeed, doesn't mean they will succeed. And this is a very good case example of not falling in love with a story or a stock. Because if you did, say, bought it, say, 10 cents or 20 cents back then, even well below the high, you now own very little in this company because share price has fallen all the way down to 0.2 cents. And just look at the chart now. Share price keeps dropping, and now it's just moving between 0.1 cent and 0.2 cent. So just be warned, never fall in love with a story stock, which is one of the reasons why I'm now owning very few story stocks. I only have two. One of them I am concerned about. The other one I'm not so concerned about. So the two story stocks I do own are Pointera and Alexium, but I just like the potential technology with Alexium. They do have revenue. At least they have way more revenue than Eden, and they're on the cusp. On the cusp, if they get a little more growth of becoming profitable and free cash flow positive. But I would not recommend those two companies to anyone at this point because, again, I believe they're more story than proving their business models or their technology. Anyway, let's go to another honorable mention, and that's Lendlease. So Lendlease are doing a strategic structure change, a strategic review, strategy update. I have a feeling, I have not opened this up, I have a feeling they sold some stuff and the market liked it. And hopefully they've sold the worst performing parts of the business. I'm not even sure why I'm opening this up because this is a crap company. I'm going to tell you this is dog stock. This is a dog stock on the ASX. This is not an investment. This is only a trade. If you do see a little bit positive momentum behind the share price, strategy update, simplifying the organizational structure, right size its cost base, recycling 4.5 billion of capital by completing transactions announced. So they mention what they're selling here. Phased return of capital to security holders with intention to undertake an initial $500 million on-market buyback. Why? Stronger balance sheet. Why weren't you doing this all before anyway? Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure they've sold something. Transactions announced and underway, $2.8 billion of assets on market. Anyway, so let's have a look at the chart and why I would call this dog a stock. This company a dog stock. So let's have a look at the chart. Now, we'll have a look at different time frames, daily, weekly, and monthly. Daily chart looks horrible. So even if we zoom in, even with this day where the share price is up about 8%, it's not a buy. Share price was this level only 3 weeks ago. Share price has been in a downtrend. So no reason to get excited about this particular company, this particular announcement. Share price in a daily downtrend. Share price in a weekly downtrend. In fact, it's been in a weekly downtrend since COVID-19 financial panic. Share price low then was about or just over $9. Share price now $6.39. So share price right now is significantly lower than it was during that panic period where people were just panicking and selling everything, even their children. Well, that's a joke. And no one sold their children. And if we have a look at the monthly chart, this is the most telling. Share price now is getting towards the GFC lows, and that just and just look at this chart. Is this the chart of a good company? No, it is not. You can see massive swings in the share price up and down. In fact, the share price high for this company was 1 century ago. Well, not 100 years ago, but last century. Share price high for this company was in 2000. I'm pretty sure 2000 is last century, yeah. Because, the first day was year one, so the first day of this century was 2001. I'm pretty sure that's right. Anyway, so this is the chart of a non-high quality company, of a crappy company, of a low quality company, of a dog stock. Yeah. If any expert said to me, "Oh, it's a pretty good company, good quality company," I'd say no, I'm not listening to anymore. And GHY, Gold hydrogen down 28%. Well, this should have made it in the top 5 announcements of the day when it down 28%. When you do release an announcement, stage 1 interim exploration well testing update. Market doesn't like it. Now, more than likely, when I read this, I'm going to go, I have no idea. But the market doesn't like it. Sometimes you can tell when, like, an oil exploration company finds a dust. Is that what they call it? Duster or something? They find nothing. So talking about purity levels up to 95.8% H2, air corrected, across 7 zones. Oh, they're doing helium as well. There you go. And the market doesn't like it at all. And by reading this very quickly, I have no idea. But let's have a look at the chart for this company, because this chart has been popping up onto my radar for the last few months. And this is why. Look at that. It was a beautiful chart. Now, this is not necessarily bad, but just like I am unsure about this announcement, the market was unsure about this announcement because the share price actually opened up on the day on this announcement. Yes, the share price opened up. Let's have a look at the 1-minute chart. The share price opened up 5% on this particular announcement. So I've had a quick read, and I just can't see anything in there that would make me drive for the hills in disgust. The market maybe was fooled as well initially. Retail investors were fooled. Share price opened up 5%. Now it's down 25%, even more than that, 28%. And whoever bought in that first minute is probably kicking themselves right now going, why did I buy? More than likely, they're probably sold already in disgust. So even though down 28%, I wouldn't absolutely despair, but this is a really bad one-day candlestick, almost completely red. In fact, the share price could be near the low of the day. Yeah, the low of the day is 142. Share price right now is 143. Share price might close at the low of the day. That's a really bad one-day candlestick. So gold or hydrogen was looking really good. Nice, beautiful pattern forming here. You can see rallies and little pullbacks, rally, little pullback, another rally. You could say maybe this is a little pullback, but it's just a really negative one-day candlestick. That's the honorable mentions I have for today. Let's have a look at the top 5 announcements of the day, starting at number 5, and that is Cettire. Should I have included Cettire in this list? Well, it's up 12%. This is a good day for Cettire and its shareholders because share price has been under stress lately. Now, the company did release a response to media article. Now, I've been kidding recently that AFR have been shorting this company because we just seen a plethora of negative articles in regards to Cettire. And it seems like maybe Australia have jumped on board too, shorting this company, because apparently there was another negative article written about Cettire and released by the Australian, and Cettire on the front foot, talking about how this particular article is completely wrong. They have rejected all the allegations regarding non-genuine products being sold by its platform and other stuff here. And the market liked it. The market liked Cettire's front-footedness. And I think that's a good, that's good. If a company or a newspaper releases something that's completely wrong, tell the world about it. But in saying that, you can just see the share price has been under stress lately because of these short attacks by the AFR and now the Australian, and the share price has more than halved. In fact, it went from 480 all the way down to a low today of $2.30. And it has broken through the uptrend. So this is the uptrend line, which has been in place for a few years. And it broke through it 15th of May. And you can just see, just every single day it was dropping. So there is a fair bit of negative sentiment around this company. And the best way the company itself can fight against this negative sentiment is to release and continue to release really good updates and financial results. And eventually, the shorters, the AFR and Australian, will get bitten. And I am joking about that because they aren't shorting Cettire. But I did hear an interesting, it could have been in that particular announcement, or could have been something else, that there are shorters, and shorters will do everything possible to increase negative sentiment, including enticing, and this is just me saying, possibly enticing the Australian AFR to write negative articles about Cettire. It wouldn't be against shorters to do exactly that because they need the share price to drop. If the share price rallies like GameStop, those meme stocks in America, they are screwed. Maybe not completely screwed, but they are screwed because shorting is a difficult game. You can lose a lot. It's quite a bit different than going long, and you can lose infinity money by shorting. You can only lose 100% by going long if a company goes bankrupt. Anyway, so a pretty good day with Cettire. Possibly this is just a bit of a buy the dip situation, a little bit of rebound because the company is oversold, but at least they're on the front foot. And they released it at 10:04 a.m. So I just got this before I went away and looked at other stuff, not the market, watched some TV, that sort of thing. Coming in number 4, we have an announcement from a company I did miss. So originally Lendlease was going to come in at number 5. I pushed Cettire to number 5 and this company in number 4 because they released a trading update. And I'm always going to have a look at trading updates. This company is Ambertech. So trading update, and you can just see by the share price, it's a negative trading update. In fact, when I had a look at the worst performing companies, I saw this company at the top of the list and I went, oh, what's happening here? And yeah, we can see what happened. They released a trading update. Now, this is not long after the company released a positive trading update. So I'm thinking about 4 months ago. Oh, November. So 6 months ago. This was 23rd of November. They released a trading update, which was received pretty well by the market. You would able to see that with the chart. So let's have a look at this particular trading update. My favorite types of announcements, apart from profit upgrades. Okay, so straight away in the first little bit, apart from the first sentence, current trading conditions have softened. Straight away, this is going to be negative. You won't say trading conditions have softened if your numbers were looking pretty good. You'd say something completely different. In fact, you'd probably say, we are pleased to say current trading conditions have improved in the second half of financial year 24. So revenue in the range of 92 to 95, EBIT between 3 and 3.3 million, which is down a little bit from financial year 23, and profit are down from last year as well. Full year dividend remains under consideration by the board. Just going to go back to trading update in November just to see if the numbers have decreased, because they didn't mention if those expectations were lower than any previous expectation. So this is just first half expectations. And you can see why the market liked this particular trading update. So revenue increased, EBIT increased, in fact, possibly doubled from the previous corresponding period, and profit after tax almost tripled. We'll say doubled to almost tripled from the previous corresponding period. So let's have a look at the chart for Ambertech. And you see last November, the share price of this company did actually show some life after being or looking pretty ugly. There it is, showing some life. November the 23rd, share price rose 14.3%, and the share price of this company moved into an uptrend. So that was the catalyst for a shift in sentiment, a positive trading update. Can you understand why I'm looking for positive trading updates just with Ambertech right here? I would have preferred that to be at least a 6-month high. wasn't, but the share price did move into an uptrend because of that one announcement. And now a negative trading update, and negative sentiment, or the positive the sentiment in this company has shifted almost instantaneously from positive to negative. Share price down 25%. Pretty big volume. In fact, the volume today was higher than the volume we saw in November last year. So that's coming in number 4. We have Ambertech. Coming in at number 3, we have a company I do like. Company I do own, Neuren Pharmaceuticals. They did go into a trading halt, up 15.8%. Did go into a trading halt in regards to the phase 2 trials in Pitt Hopkins. Now, the indicated price after they went to a trading halt was positive. That was an indication that the market thought there was a good chance these results were going to be good. So let's just have a look at the title. Phase 2 trial shows significant improvements in Pitt Hopkins. They also released an investor presentation that I have not had a look at yet. In fact, I didn't even open up the announcement. So let's have a look. And all I want to see is improvement. That word alone is all I need to see. Statistically, significant improvement from baseline assessed by both clinicians and caregivers. So this is sounding a lot like Rett syndrome. But this is only phase 2, they need to go phase 3, blah, blah, blah. But it's a positive announcement. So let's have a look at the chart for Neuren Pharmaceuticals. Share price up 15%. The share price had rallied over the past 2 weeks and is getting up towards the highs we did see back in December last year. But overall, the chart looks absolutely fabulous. There also was a shorting attack somewhere in here. I'm pretty sure maybe February. There was a shorting attack against this company. Not this company. It was against Circadian, wasn't it? Anyway, overall, the chart looks absolutely spectacular. And we saw about a month ago a little buy the dip situation. The share price got below 20. Did I buy the dip? No. I'm comfortable with my holding in this company. I don't need to add any more, although maybe today is a good day to add to my holding. That's something I'm trying to do more and more of. Add to my winning positions and not sell. So that's coming in number 3 is Neuren Pharmaceuticals. Coming in at number 2, we have St. Barbara, which is a gold company, down at 17.9%. This company, in my opinion, when I think St. Barbara, I think dog stock. That's the first thing I think of when I think St. Barbara. I just think trouble after trouble after trouble after trouble. This company has just continued to disappoint the market and myself. Well, not myself. I have no expectations around the company, but they just have been a dog stock. But it did look like things were turning around. If you look at the chart, it looked like the share price sentiment in this company was shifting to positive. They were releasing a few really good announcements, like this 10-year plus outlook for Simberi. It looked good. Simberi AI collaboration informs financial year 25 to financial year 27 targets. They were releasing some really good announcements. And then Simberi Q4 oxide operations update and financial year 24 guidance change. So we already know that guidance was going to be bad. And it's just very verbose, this announcement. I'm not going to go through this whole thing. So the most important thing is at least bolded. At least they did that for us. So 4-year production and cost guidance for financial year 24 is revised downward to 52,000 to 56,000. Previously it was 60 to 70,000. And even more important, all-in sustaining costs have increased, maybe not significantly, but they have increased by $500 per ounce to between $3,700 to $3,900 per ounce. And they go through all these reasons why this has happened. So it seems like St. Barbara still possibly is a dog stock. I'm not sure if they've changed management. Hopefully they have. So let's have a look at the chart for St. Barbara. You're going to see why I thought maybe sentiment is starting to shift in this company. I actually did mention St. Barbara in a few videos. Share price was trying to move into an uptrend, and then today happened. Now, share price is still well above where it was in February. Share price got as low as 13 cents in February. Now it's 23 cents. But let's just have a look at the weekly chart. You'll be able to see what I mean by dog stock. Share price in 2018 was $5.20. Now it's 23 cents. That's the definition of a dog stock. Now, not only that, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, this company nearly went under back in 2014. Share price at that point was as low as cents, 7 cents. I'm seeing right there, 7 cents. This would have been a great trade. Look at that. Could have bought at 7 cents and sold at $5.20 a few years later, well, 4 years later. So this is exactly what I'm looking for in mining companies. When it looks like they might go under and then it's saved, share price doesn't immediately increase by 500%. It takes time. And St. Barbara did take time, but it's fallen all the way back down. Not quite to those lows we saw in 2014, but it's heading that way possibly. So that's coming in number 2, St. Barbara. And hopefully it's not a shock which company has coming in at number 1. It is another company I do own. I did trade shares in this company, and then when I took profits, I took the leftovers, maybe not the leftovers is the right word, I took the remaining shares I had in this company and put it into my longer term portfolio, and I'm not trading this company anymore. And that means I don't look at the chart all that often. The chart still looks pretty good. And I just think this company has the potential to be a really exciting story over the next 5 years. I have mentioned a few times, this reminds me of Neuren Pharmaceuticals. It's not completely like Neuren Pharmaceuticals, but this particular announcement from this company today has piqued or increased my interest in this company even further. And that company is Dimerix. Share price up 23.5% to 42 cents. If I see the share, I should have bought. I saw the share price get to 36.5 cents just after opening. I went, oh, this is a good, I like this. But I thought, no, I'm going to stick to my rules. Don't buy in the day on a good announcement. Sometimes I do, but most of the times I just wait a few days just to see how the market reacts. And a good reason behind that is if you look at Webjet. Webjet is a good example. So the other day, Webjet released some good results. Share price went to $9.72. In fact, just have a look at the chart in ComSec. You're able to see it. Share price. So this solid green candlestick means they were selling all the day or during the day. In fact, in TradingView, you'll see a solid red candlestick. So it's just slightly different color schemes. Oh, that's the weekly chart. Have a look at the daily chart. You'll see solid red. What the solid red in TradingView means, share price fell during the day, but still opened higher than the previous day. In ComSec, the solid green candlestick means share price fell. If it was an open candlestick without any, if it's not filled in, it means share price rose during the day. Green means share price was higher, closed higher than the previous day. Red means share price closed lower than the previous day. So slightly different color schemes in ComSec versus TradingViews. Just understand what it means. In a way, I do prefer ComSec because when you see red, that means drops, but this means it just dropped during the day. And when you see that sort of candlestick, that's negative. That's the reason why I like to wait, just because I'm not sure how the market is going to act during the day. But if you have a look at Dimerix, it's gone up today. And I'm getting a little bit off topic. So let's have a look at Dimerix's announcement and why I like it. So now up 25%. And if the share price finishes near the high of the day, there is a chance I will take a trading position in this company in the next few days. So they've also released an investor presentation 1 hour after they released the initial announcement. So Dimerix and Tiber enter into license agreements for DMX 200. I was like, oh, okay, that's interesting. But it's just where and the amounts. So this is in the Middle East, not the complete Middle East. So UAE, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and Iraq. And did I mention the stock of the day, the biggest performing? I didn't think I did that. I will do that after this. Anyway, so in United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Oman, Kuwait, Qatar, Bahrain, and Iraq. So not completely all the Middle East, but then some numbers. So Dimerix to receive up to 120.5 million in upfront and milestone payments, in addition to royalties. So the upfront payments only $350,000, up to 80.4 million US dollars in milestone payments. Tiered royalties starting at 30% on net sales, and that is the second license agreement. I believe it is the second license agreement. Yep. And yeah, this company just keeps kicking the ball out of the park in terms of really good announcements. So let's have a look at the chart for Dimerix, DXB. And the chart looks good. Chart looks pretty good. And this is, of course, sort of candlestick I like when a company releases an announcement. Share price going up during the day and finishing towards the high of the day. This is a solid, good day for Dimerix. And I could have bought it 36.5 cents today. And I am kicking myself a little bit, but that's okay. I want to stick to my rules. So a really good chart for Dimerix. And yeah, stock of the day, without doubt. Still going really good for this company. The other company I forgot to mention, I was going to mention this company earlier in the day, is that company that is the best performing company. I'm pretty sure, DY6. So DY6 Metals up 374%. Exceptional historical drill results at Tundaloo. Now, I did open up this announcement and I went, oh, I can't understand, because I do understand gold drilling results. Okay, but this is to do with, I have no idea, rare earths. Is REE rare earths, or is REE rare earths, or is that, yeah, rare earth elements, okay. For some reason, I thought maybe it's mineral sands. So this is rare earths. But the interesting thing about this announcement is where is this mine or this project? It's Malawi. And I thought that would be an instant Hell no. So Malawi is one of the more impoverished countries in the world. So probably I'd say it's within the bottom 10. So I'm thinking DRC, probably South Sudan is probably the worst. Niger, Burundi, this company, maybe a few others in Africa. So it's one of the poorest countries in the world. And I'll probably say also, I wouldn't be that confident on the political structure in this company. So a lot of people, as soon as they see like Malawi or Burkina Faso, although I do own a company with a project in Burkina Faso, I thought they would just run for the hills. But obviously, these results look good, and I just don't understand anything here. Exceptional high grade intercepts. I don't understand anything there, but the market loves it. Now, let's have a look at the chart. What was the ticker code again? I completely forget. DY6. DY6. So this company must have listed not long ago, about a year ago. Share price, well-defined downtrend, and all of a sudden, share price pops up. Share price is still lower than it was 1 year ago, or when it listed. But massive volume coming in. So no interest, but I have put this company onto my watch list. My watch list is called High Volume Spec. So only 7 companies on this list so far. And I just want to see patterns. Can we conclude any sort of future movements in the share price based off patterns? For instance, SNX has had a really good day. Sierra Nevada had a really good day a few days ago on the 21st of May, up 85%. Went sideways for 3 days, not much selling, and it's gone up a lot today on no news flow. And then you have a look at FG1, which is Fin Gold. Had a good announcement, hasn't done much since. Or CHR, which is Charger Metals. Had one good day, nothing much. So this is like a longer-term project where I'm just going to look at different patterns. Is this a breakout for DY6, or will we see the share price flounder from here? I don't know. I'm going to see a pattern. And I have a feeling the next 3 days are going to be very important. If you don't see much selling, that could mean this could be a trade in the future. Anyway, that's all I have for today's video. Oh, look, Fishbowl wants terrible update from St. Barbara. Yes, it was. Cost more to dig out than gold price. You selling? No, I don't have a position in St. Barbara. Don't have a position in St. Barbara. I've been talking about it, but I do not have a position in that company. Okay, so that's all I got for today's video. Have you any questions, any thoughts? Leave those in the comment section of this video. Otherwise, I am not a financial advisor. If you do need financial advice, make sure you seek out someone who is qualified and can speak to your own financial needs. That's it for this video. Have a good day. Bye.